Hey, this is Sean Cooper from SeanIsSocialAnxiety.com. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 ways to carry on a conversation and have something to say. So here are the main issues. The first one is simply not having anything to say. This is when your mind goes blank and you just don't know what to say next. Maybe you're sitting around with 2 or more people and everybody else is talking to each other and you simply can't figure out what you should say. The second issue is what you do say sounds lame. And this is when you can't think up of funny or interesting things to say to make other people laugh and like you. And the last 2 issues are actually caused by the first 2. And that is feeling awkward and out of place. When you're the only one in a group sitting there completely silent, it's going to make you feel kind of out of place. And so you'll probably want the conversation to be over as fast as possible so you can just get out of there. Okay, so here's the first tip. Don't be an entertainer. And what do I mean by this? I mean that people want company, not entertainment. When people are talking to each other, all they want to do, really, is relate to each other and simply have someone to talk to for the sake of having some company. If they wanted to be entertained, they could flip on their TV or they could pop in a DVD. Now, it's okay to be witty sometimes, but the problem comes up if every comment you make is just you trying to be funny, quirky, and interesting. This is probably a big sign that you're trying too hard to make them like you. Overall, people are okay with regular, normal, common, everyday conversations. You don't always need to make great comments. It's okay if your conversation is simple and straightforward. That's how most conversations are. This need to be an entertainer often stems from feeling inadequate or inferior. If you don't feel that people can like you just for you, if you don't feel that you're adequate, then you're going to constantly be trying to make people like you by saying witty comments and by trying to entertain them. In reality, there's no need for you to be super interesting or super funny. Most people aren't, and they still have plenty of friends. They're able to make conversation very well. The second tip I'm going to give you is to lower the bar of what you say. Most shy and socially anxious people have a filter in their mind. They filter everything they're going to say before they say it. So say you think up of 4 things to say. Well, maybe 3 of them you decide, oh, it's too boring, or, oh, you're not going to laugh at that, and you filter it out. So you only say 1 thing out of 4. So the idea here is to lower your bar. Stop filtering what you say so much. Like I said before, it's okay if not every comment you say is amazing. So the way to lower the bar in your mind is to start to talk more impulsively. If something pops into your head that you want to say, then say it within 2 seconds. Don't hesitate, or try as little as possible not to hesitate. Don't second guess yourself. Try not to fall into the habit of thinking about what you're going to say before you say it. It should be impulsive. It should be spontaneous. You shouldn't rehearse the words you're going to say in your mind before you say them. They should just come out. And tip number 3 is to actually do stuff that you can talk about. So if you think about it, what do most people talk about? Well, it could be their past experiences, their past relationships, their future plans or events, their hobbies, what movies they saw, their favorite music, what TV shows they watched, their favorite sports team, or what they did at school or work. So if you don't have many interests right now, or a lot going on in your life, then conversation is naturally going to be much more difficult. Now, a lot of people recommend that you open up a newspaper and find out what the top stories are. And I'm not sure about that. I don't think you need to be a news junkie in order to have stuff to talk about. But the point is if you listen to what people actually talk about, it's usually these subjects in their lives, their past experiences, relationships with other people, future plans, and etc., etc. So if you have stuff you're interested in going on in your life, then it's going to be a lot easier to get genuinely involved in the conversation. And what do I mean by this? Well, if you zone out a lot, or if you daydream a lot in conversation, or if you have trouble thinking up of stuff to say, it may often be a matter of you simply not being interested in what's going on, or maybe you're trying to pretend to be interested when you're actually not. This makes conversation a lot more difficult. So the way to make conversation easier for you is to get more interests, become more interested in more areas. And this way, you'll start to be able to actually steer conversations into the topics you're interested in. And once you're talking about something you're actually interested in, it's going to be a lot easier to come up with something to say about it. Alright, that's all for this video. I just wanted to make a quick one for you. If you like this video, check out the articles on my website, shyness-social-anxiety.com. I've also written an ebook called The Shyness and Social Anxiety System, which you can find at shyness-social-anxiety.com/products. Alright, I'll talk to you soon.